Hey, I took her to the store. She want the Louis V's on my polo. Pull up in the photo.
He was out with his friends, smiling, laughing, having a good time, just moments before he was killed. But the police said the hit wasn't just from enemies. It may have come from people he trusted. This is the chilling anatomy of Aka's assassination. Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. On the 10th of February, a man was shot dead outside a popular Durban restaurant in South Africa. That man was AKA, a popular South African rapper who got famous for his hit single, Victumila.
AKA, whose real name is Kernan Gerard Forbes, was born on January 28, 1988. He planned to have an extended birthday celebration the day he was shot. That night, he was standing in front of the restaurant, probably whiling away time with his friend as he waited for the time for his performance at Yugo restaurant, when a gunman ran towards him and shot him in his head at close range. The accomplice of the shooter then shot his friend too, killing them both instantly.
But why? Why was Aka murdered like that, with his friend no less? Was it a mistake, a robbery gone wrong, or was it revenge? Even worse, why was his friend taken out as well? We had one of our questions answered when the police revealed it was an organized hit, one that started way before AKA was killed and involved more than just two gunmen. The plan to take AKA's life was put in motion when he was followed from the airport in Durban, South Africa to his hotel.
4 vehicles, 2 gunmen, 2 stalkers, and a weapons dealer all contributed to the death of AKA and his friend Tabelo TBs. 5 of the suspects involved in the murder of AKA have been arrested. One of them was the man who allegedly shot AKA, Malusi Dave the Monday, also known as MJ. MJ was paid 133,000 rand for the assassination, but luckily he was arrested in the house where he was hiding. MJ, as well as others arrested, were tracked by their cell phone records and money trails. He was arrested with his brother, Siyabonga Genzeni, who has been accused of allegedly arranging the getaway car used after the murder and the firearms used to commit the crime. He also allegedly made a phone call to Iyanda Yeza at 8 p.m. and arranged to meet at a certain location. Iyanda was an important part of the equation because he also allegedly supplied firearms and a white Benz as the getaway car before the incident took place. But let's not forget Lindokoli Kwanhazi, who was the one that allegedly shot at AKA's entourage, killing AKA's friend too. Let's not also forget Lindokoli Nindamande, who acted as a spotter. He was a taxi driver who helped to keep an eye on AKA and even followed him and his entourage to the Hilton Hotel. He allegedly went into the restaurant at 9:17 p.m. where he ate while watching AKA and even switched seats to see him clearly. After the murders, Nindemande is said to have remained in his seat, not shaken by the murders like others. What's more, he paid for his meal using an ATM card he got from the account he opened that morning at Standard Bank. But that can't be enough to proclaim him an accomplice, can it? Maybe or maybe not, since he received a healthy 133,000 rand into that same account the same day after the murder. There was also Ziwetemba Gwabeni, who was also a spotter. Gwabeni is a businessman who allegedly followed AKA and his entourage in a grey BMW from Durban's King Shaka International Airport on 10th February 2023. His cell phone records indicate he was at the airport when AKA landed, and he also used his cell phone to pay for his parking at the airport. After which, Gwabeni paid for 2 hired vehicles which were used on the day to follow AKA.
Reminds me so much of the murder at OAU, where the cultists watched and monitored their target until they struck in the early hours of the morning. Just as these guys were trailing and following AKA, that's how they trailed and they followed their targets until they hit. The massacre at OAU and the murder of AKA just tells me that sometimes we don't know who is watching us, and that the people that we see around us may not just be going about their business. Sometimes they're actually looking and waiting for when to strike. It's actually a very sorry case, and well, it's a long story. If you would like to find out how that happened, I will link that video somewhere in this one. Let's continue.
On the 11th of February, the day after the murder, Siabonge allegedly received a sum of 803,455 rands into his bank account at about 2 p.m. Banking records show that at about 6 p.m., some of those accused with him met at his Cows Hill property west of Durban, where they paid them their monies. Linda Ninin Demande acted as a coordinator who gave the others instructions on how to deal with the firearms, and he also dealt with removing the number plates from the getaway vehicle. The last man accused of having a hand in the murder of AKA is Iyanda Meza, who also supplied arms and a white Benz getaway vehicle. He was allegedly called by Siabonge just after 8 p.m. on the 10th of February 2023 to discuss the arrangements for handing over the guns and vehicles needed for the operation. So we know the men that carried out the deed, but who initiated it? Who brought them together? Who gave them a mark and even provided the funds? Well, it is alleged that Gwabeni, who paid some of the others, received a sum of 803,455 rands from the business account of Bright Circle, owned by Sydney Fanda Gapa, a member of KZN's notorious taxi family, the Gapa brothers. The bigger question is, why was Sydney Fonda sending a large amount of money to Gwabeni, and did he have anything to do with the murder of AKA? If he did, why? Was there a motive or not?
Before we continue, let's discuss who Kaba is. Who is Kaba? Kaba is the nephew of the former president of South Africa, Jacob Zuma. They are a very powerful family known to own a taxi business empire. They are so powerful and successful, they are known as the taxi dons of Durban. But not only that, Kaba is also known to be the director of 7 other companies involved in agriculture, logistics, and taxi business. So that's to tell you that these guys are really big. They are big and they are really big. Aside from the money Kaba sent to Gwabeni a day after the murder at about 2 p.m. after Gwabeni allegedly made a call to Gaba, there is no further proof against Gaba. Neither is there proof that the money sent was for the assassination of AKA.
Now, to the question of motive. No motive has been linked yet, but since the case is still ongoing, all fingers are crossed, and everyone is waiting to see where the court case will take us to. We only hope that justice will be served and that AKA and Tabello's death will not be in vain.
I took a taste. She had the Louis V, something like polo.
Know the vibes. It's a lot of clickbait, salt and spice. Diamonds in the rough, I shine, you shine.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed watching this video and would like to watch videos like these about Africa, crimes that shook Africa, the beauty of Africa, and everything about Africa, the good, the bad and the ugly, but mostly the good, please consider subscribing to this channel. Drop a like, share, and of course subscribe. Tell me in the comment section, who do you think is responsible for the murder of AKA? The case is still in the court and we hope that justice will be done, but my heart, our hearts goes out to the family of AKA and as well as that of his friend. I hope that justice is done. I hope that whoever killed AKA, whoever was the mastermind behind the murder, is brought to book and receives the full hand of justice. So how is it that they put it? Receives the full justice. Yeah, something like that. But it's quite sad, actually. It's quite sad. I just hope that they get answers and I hope that those people are brought to justice. But until next time, please remain your most authentic self and I'll see you in the next video.